Hi guys, this is me again. Before we do these two problems, we need to know those words and their definitions, what they mean, because they are part of these problems. And also they were Regents questions. Okay, so except I changed the numbers around. And so let's find out what these words mean. Okay, before we can do the problems. Sum, sum. You have a sum of money, uh, right? You adding. Okay, so sum means plus or addition. You're adding. Okay. Okay. So sum is the when you're adding something. Okay. Difference. Difference is subtraction. When you're subtracting something. Okay. Difference is to subtract. Okay. So product. That's multiplication. Either this way. That's not a negative. That's multiplication or a dot or parenthesis. Okay. So product is multiplication. Either like this or like this or like this. Okay. Parenthesis also means multiplication. Okay. It also means product. So really this is multiplication. And abbreviate it. That's multiplication. Quotient. Quotient is division. Division. Okay. So the quotient is division. They're asking you to divide. Increased by. That's addition. You're adding. Okay. Sum and increase is adding. Okay. So you're adding. Decreased is subtracting. And diminish also is subtraction. Less than is also subtraction. But there, you see, there is something special about these two. Okay, this is also subtraction, fewer than. But there is something special about this that's not special about these two. This decrease means subtraction, diminish means to subtract, less than means to subtract, fewer than means to subtract, but these two, you have to write it backward. Let me put that there, write backward. Okay, write it backward. The same goes for this. You don't worry about this. It's these two. You have to write the statement backward. You have to write the expression backward. So it's subtraction, but you have to write it backward. More than, that's addition, plus. Okay, and times is multiplication. You know that. It's either this or a dot or parentheses. That's multiplication. Twice, this is also multiplication, but it means two times. So two times something. Twice a number, that's twice a number. Two times a number, which you don't know. Okay, so twice means two times. Okay, so we need to know these words. Again, sum means addition. Difference means subtraction. Product means this, or this. Multiplication is multiplication. Quotient is division. Increase by means plus, adding. Decrease by means subtracting. Diminish means subtracting, but there's nothing special about it. But less than, you have to write it backward. It's subtraction, but you have to put the expression backward. More than means plus. Fewer than is the same as this. You have to write it backward. Okay, write it backward. Times multiplication. Twice is two times. Okay, so we need to know these words before we do this. Okay, so 5 times the sum. There goes one. 5 times the sum. What is sum of a number and 4? Okay, 5 times the sum of a number and 4 is 6 less than, there goes that special one, less than, is 6 less than twice the number. That the number is that same number you put there, the number. So 6 less than twice that same number, that number. What equation can be used to find that number? Okay, let's read it again so that it makes sense, it sinks in. 5 times the sum. Notice they didn't say 5 times a number. They said 5 times the sum of a number and 4. That's very, you have to pay attention to this one because a lot of students make mistake in this one. 5 times, 5 times a number is this. 5 times a number, right? Or 5 times a number, which you don't know, right? 5 times a number. But this one says 5 times the sum of a number and 4, okay? Is 6 less than twice the number, that same letter, that number you don't know, it's an unknown. You use a letter. That same letter is this one, twice the number. What equation can be used? Equation have equal sign, okay? Now, to find that number, okay, let's start writing. 5, okay, this again, this is 5 times a number, which you don't know. That a number is a letter because you don't know it. 5 times a number. But they don't say 5 times a number. They said 5 times, you see, remember parentheses is also multiplication. 5 times the sum. You see, the sum, addition, sum means plus. Remember that both sum means plus. 5 times the sum of a number x or n or whatever it is, and 4. You see that? This is 5 times a number. But this is 5 times the sum of a number and 4. Okay, be careful with that. Sometimes they say 5 times the difference as well. Okay, so now 5 times the sum of a number and 4 is, that's equal. 6 less than twice that same letter x. You see that same number? 6, remember less than, you have to write it backward. Watch this, watch this. I'm not going to put 6 like this and minus, no. I'm going to put 6 less, not it backward. 6 less than minus, twice means 2 times. The number, what number did we use? X. Wow, that's it. That's our answer. 5 times, parentheses, the sum, addition of a number, which we don't know, and 4. 5 times the sum of a number and 4 is, that means is equal to, that is backwards, 6 less than twice that same x, twice the same, twice the number. And that's it. Okay? Now, if it said 5 times the difference means subtraction, I would put 5 times the difference of a number and 4. But it said 5 times the sum, that's why I put a plus. Okay? 5 times the sum of a number and 4 is 6 less than means subtraction, twice the number, which is this number, x. And that's it. Okay? Now let's do this one. What does product means? Okay? Okay, from that table, right? Remember we said sum was addition, add, difference was subtraction, product is multiplication, either this, or parentheses. Okay? So, and we're going to see increase also, increase by. You see, increase by means plus. Okay? So, let's read it. The product of a number and 6 increased by 2 is, that means is equal to, is 8 less than twice the number. Which equation can be used to find this number? N. So notice this one they give you the letter to use. This one they didn't give it to me. I'm the one who chose X. But when they give you that letter to use N instead of X. Okay, they might take off points for that if you choose another letter. Now, The product. Product means multiplication. Notice the product of a number. They give that number n. The product of a number n and 6. So notice the product, multiplication, 6n, or 6 times n, or 6 times n. But it's going to be confusing. You're going to think it's an x. No. So we're going to read it like 6n. Notice the product, multiplication. It's invisible in the middle. Okay? The product of a number that is and 6. So 6n. Increase means plus. Increase by what? 2. Is. What does equal to? Now, whenever it says less than, write it backward. Just like that one. 6. Remember we did that for that? So we're going to write this backward. I'm not going to put 8 here. I'm going to put 8 here last. So 8 less than twice the number. Which number? That n. That number n. Twice the number. There it is. So 6n plus 2 is equal to 2n minus 8. The product, multiplication of a number n and 6 is 6n. Increased by addition. 2 is means equal. Notice I didn't put 8 here. Whenever it says less than, write it backward. Notice I didn't do that for this. I put for less than is backward. 8 less than twice means 2 times the number, which is n. So that's my final answer. Notice they only want an equation. They don't ask you to solve it. You don't have to solve it. Okay? So that's it. We finished with these two problems. And if you have any question, you can always ask.